and now waiting patiently in the wings, talking about how we can develop ourselves as educators using the Microsoft Innovative Educators. I will hand over to Kojo.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's so lovely to be here, and it's late in the evening. So I thank you all for staying to see me speak. I'm the last speaker of the night. I'm certainly not going to be the most exciting speaker because the people before were absolutely outstanding. It was amazing to see and finally meet people who I've seen online for perhaps the last 2 years. To meet so many inspiring people in person tonight has been a real privilege. And so I'm actually a little bit pumped because of that. So I'm going to carry on going until the end here. So my name is Kojo Hazel. I am from Cardiff. I was trained as a PE teacher. I started teaching 15 years ago. And when I started teaching, I was in Essex, and I was introduced to technology and the power of technology combined with education, okay? I used to run the school sports day, and we used to spend hours and hours writing up all the table of results on paper. And then one of the maths teachers came to me and said, do you want to save some time? Do you want to be inspired? I went, go on. And he showed me this amazing, incredible Excel spreadsheet. And it did it all in a second. And I was like, from then, I was hooked. I was blown away. Okay, I was then put on a path to think, right, how can I use technology to inspire not only my colleagues, myself, but also the children in the classroom? And that, 15 years ago, I remember it like it was yesterday, because something flipped in my brain and said, this is the way forward. Okay, I love technology. So I'm just a PE teacher at that time. So fast forward a few years, I moved to back to Wales, Cardiff. I was teaching as a PE teacher again, but also head of vocational education. And I was very, very fortunate. Call it luck, call it fate. My school was actually awarded Microsoft Showcase status. And from that point then, I was introduced to what is called the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert Program. I'm going to call that the Me Expert Program for the rest of the night because it's too much of a mouthful for me to get right. Okay, so I was introduced to that program, and that's where things really started to go like that, because it is the most incredible sort of education technology combination community you can be involved in. And I think every teacher should be part of this. Okay, so that's my hard sell. So what is the MIE Expert Program? Okay, so we, in a nutshell, it's a place, a community for enthusiastic, passionate educators, for those of us who really care about the future of the children that we are teaching, and who also are not afraid to change the script, change the game, and also want to make a difference in the future world for us and for our children in schools. Okay, that's in a nutshell, but it does way more than that than it says on the tin. Okay. So I'll share with you a little bit of my personal experience, because I think that's the best way to sell it before I give you the nuts and bolts of what it is. So for me, it's been a transformation, simple as that. I joined the community and I met some incredible people. I learned some incredible skills, found out about all of these ed technology tools that are out there that people just don't know. Okay, there's a whole other world that could be opened up to you with technology education. And one of my favorite tools is, if you see me on the left-hand side there, and by the way, when I first started teaching, I wouldn't even stand up in sort of the staff briefing to give a short message about a fixture that was happening tonight. So for me to be doing this right now, it's quite a big thing, and it's really because of the community. I've had lots of opportunities to do things like this, and before I joined the community, I would never, ever have come anywhere near this, it's not really a stage, but this front of the room and spoken to all of you. So this is what I'm talking about. This is how I've transformed as a person. Microsoft OneNote is one of my favorite tools. I learned it off somebody who was already in the community. They took the time to show me, to explain it to me, show how it can change the game for the kids in the classroom, for myself as an educator. I then went on to adopt that within the PE department. So the PE department are now pioneering the use of technology in the school. We have students who perhaps weren't able to come to school for various reasons, okay, but then still able to achieve their GCSEs, A-levels, because they can still access the work from home because we're using this technology in the classroom and beyond. And the picture on the other side is little old PE teacher me. That is somebody filming me making an advert for Microsoft Education. So I've got my Surface Pro there, and it's just there as a representation that this community is for absolutely everybody. Anyone can do it, no matter what stage of education you're in, no matter who you are. The Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert community is for absolutely everybody, okay? Now we come to opportunities, okay? You get thrust into a community where you get to network, you get to meet hundreds, thousands of different people with incredible ideas. And some of those people are in this room right now. The BayMed Network. I would never have joined the BayMed Network had it been for the Microsoft Educator community. And I would never have met people like Chantel and Susan if it hadn't been for the community, because this is how connections happen. And it's just, that's really going to lose my mind, yeah? So I'm getting a bit excited about it, sorry, it's been a bit emotional. Meeting these sort of people and having the contact. So as a young, that's a lie, I'm not young anymore actually. Middle-aged, I'm going to call myself. I was a middle-aged black male educator in sort of rural Wales, really. There has never been anyone really for me to be able to relate to have conversation with, who understand what I've gone through or what I could be going through. And this is what, again, the Microsoft Educator community has brought, has opened up a world of all these fantastic people who I can learn from, who I can talk to, who I can have dialogue with. And it's, again, made me be able to stand up here and talk like this because I feel so much more empowered now that there's opportunities that have arisen, and I just feel confident. That's it. Simple as that. Thank you. So this is crazy because this is Sky News on the left for you guys. Decided to come all the way up to the Welsh Valleys. I don't know how they heard about us, but they came up and they listened to me talk about how we started to work towards a more inclusive curriculum. And I think it's testament to the sort of the networking, and you get heard, you get seen. If you want your voice heard, you've got to be in these sort of communities. This one here is me wearing my OneNote cape that was given to me at the last Bett conference. There's no need for it, is there? But I just delivered a training session to the LSAs in the school, the Learning Support Assistants, and one of whom, Michelle, was anti-technology, completely anti-technology, and she wouldn't even turn the computer on. When she did open up the keyboard, she was attacking the keyboard. I think you don't need to be doing that. But we had the training session. It was all about Microsoft Teams, and the things that I'd learned from the community, passed on, showed her how it can really help her in the classroom with her students, with her learners, how it can help her engage. She went away, and I think a little spark or a little something went off in her mind to think, yes, I can actually do this. And then every sort of couple of months, you'd see she'd run up to me and she'd be like, oh, I just set an assignment with my class today, and they all put their assignments in and I marked it. And she's really excited. And this is somebody now who couldn't even turn a computer on at the beginning of the year. And not only 3 weeks ago, I was walking down the corridor, and I saw Michelle, actually leaning over one of the other LSAs, explaining how to use the technology. And that's, to me, what this is all about. It's about passing things on, sharing experiences, and making sure that everybody has the opportunities that you do so that they can then pass those on to everybody else. Okay, so that's my side of it. I won't go on any longer than that. I'm now going to show you a short video from the community itself.
There is a feeling of being valued and understood as an educator.
My vision of education is us learning together.
It's the idea that each day we come, whether you're in the nicest place or the hardest place.
My students benefit from whatever I learn on the global platform. We are able to break the barrier of cultural differences, of language differences, and we are able to reach out to each and everyone out there.
It's super important to bring in the world into our classroom and for us to come out in the world. And there are so many different ways we can do that.
The Microsoft Educator community has really helped to get all of the teachers on board for a common goal.
The MIE program gets you out of your comfort zone.
Every day is a day of learning for me.
We've been friends for long, and finally today I got to meet you face to face. That's right. This is magic.
I hope my students walk away from my classroom being citizens of the world. If you just have devotion, passion, and a bit of creativity.
Come on!
At the end of the day, it is about engagement.
I mean, there are endless possibilities.
I think does envisage what the community is all about. It's exactly what it's like as well. It's a true-to-life video. Perhaps you're now thinking, is it for me? Am I an MIE expert? And you are. If you're a passionate, and everyone who's in this room right now, I can imagine, is passionate about education. Simple as that. Okay? You are more than capable of being part of the community. You love to share work with your colleagues. You love to drive change in your own schools. Okay, that's the sort of people we are. You are the people that we want in the community. Okay, we have about 1,000 MIE experts in the UK at the moment, and that's right across primary school, secondary school, further education, and higher education. And that number needs to go up, and we want it to go up. And we really want to have as many people as possible in the community. So what happens when you get in is a little sneak peek of the things that you can expect. So you get put into a global team. So you can imagine having a team of 1,000 people at your fingertips that you can ask questions. You can find out any information. You can share best practice. Okay, this team is buzzing all the time. Okay, you can put a question on there, and within 5 minutes there will be 10 people giving you an answer. Okay, it's a great source of information. So that's the global team with everyone in the UK in it. You also have sitting underneath that regional teams, just like the BayMed Network has their regional teams. The MIE Expert Program also has that. And that actually kept me going through lockdown. We used to have weekly meetups as a Team Wales. It just kept me sane, simple as that. Being online, chatting to other educators, really did keep me sane. And then once a month we have connection calls, monthly connection calls where everyone's invited in. We have guest speakers, presentations, and we get to find out about the newest technology and newest innovations. I won't say much about it, but just be prepared to be blown away by those because they are outstanding. Find out who's working around you. One of the most inspiring people to me in the community actually works in a school which is like half an hour away from my school. But had I not been in the community, we would never have met, our paths would never have crossed. Okay, he's an IT teacher, I'm a PE teacher. We would never have met, we have never had any reason to. But now I've learned so much from this gentleman that's reason enough to be in a community just like this. That's all I need to say really about that. So the community will support you to develop your own community within your school. Okay, that's also very, very important. You get free access to Microsoft certification exams, and you also get lots of swag. Everyone loves a bit of swag. Ever seen everyone? You want the cape? Well, you might be able to get a cape. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, swag. Everybody loves a bit of swag. And there's also a higher level, which is a global group, which is actually on Facebook, it's not just a UK program. It is a global program. So if you want to access to thousands of educators, Facebook would be a place to go. And if anyone who's on Twitter, you will see that the MIE expert community is really, really strong on there. They're probably the most prolific in of education that I see on there anyway. So that's a great place to be. And then this is the one down the bottom. You get to do this, which is amazing. Take 2 days off school, get up nice and early, get on the train to London, relax, listen to an audiobook, meet all the fantastic people you've seen online for the last 2 years, but in person, and you get to speak and hopefully make a little bit of sense, and you get to inspire others, and that's probably one of the best parts of it, okay? Events like this, Bett, E2, and Ed Connect. Finally, hopefully you're all now feeling inspired to join the community, and all you have to do is be passionate about education, which we know we all are. So the next step is, before you can become an MIE expert, you have to become an MIE, and it only takes a couple hours of your time. You could even be an MIE by the end of the weekend, okay? You go onto the Microsoft Education Center, online, easy to find. There are hundreds of courses about everything. They cover absolutely everything. You only need to do 2 hours worth of courses to receive your MIE badge. Once you've done that, you then get to do a self-nomination, and nominations happen at various points throughout the year. I believe the next one this year is going to be May, June time. I'm correct. I'm getting a nod from the back. And that is it in a nutshell. So easy to do, well worth doing. It would be the best decision of your educator life, being part of this community. Thank you for listening.